time on Apollo Justice Ace Attorney.
We alternated between 2 decks of cards that night, blue and red. We used the red deck for the last game.
For some reason, I have this impression that you were using the blue cards.
Because they had the stack of blue cards on the table.
Excuse me, voice of reason. I actually had a different theory why he was using the blue cards. Because he used to wear a blue suit.
Oh my god!
How dare you presume what I am thinking?
If the one who swapped the card wasn't the defendant and it wasn't Miss Orley, then who was it?
That is the question, isn't it?
And that someone made 2 critical mistakes. The one who did the swap didn't know 2 colors of cards were being used. The other mistake was the number on the card. I'm sure whoever swapped it wasn't expecting there to be a 5th ace after all. Poker is all about reading your opponent. Their body language can become a valuable source of information. That witness, for instance, Miss Orley, she would touch the back of her neck during certain parts of her testimony. Words, habits, twitches, it's all information for the reading. That's the secret to winning. Perhaps you could repeat your name and profession, or perhaps you'd rather admit you're a poor liar and a poorer loser.
Whoa! What is the... Oh no, Taylor's had the activation, I heard it.
That night, I planted the card like I was supposed to. And Wright lost the hand. Then Smith searched him. But the planted card was gone. The trap failed. The next moment, Wright picked up a bottle and swung it.
You say you saw the moment the defendant hit the victim. Is this true?
Of course it's true. I saw it when Wright hit him.
What's this weird vibe I'm getting?
Oh.
The death vision. Whenever she talks about the moment of the crime, she touches her neck. And what reminds us more of that moment than this bottle? The murder weapon. Why would that make you touch your neck like you're in pain?
What's he talking about now? And I'm pain. You're not pain. Who's in pain?
3 were in that room the night of the murder, and she has a motive. Such a hasty conclusion. Why not consider the other possibility? That there was another person in the room at the time of the murder. A single card was swapped into the victim's hand after the murder, and the one who swapped the card didn't know 2 colors of cards were being used. The cards used for the last game were red. Yet there is one person here in our court who thought those cards were blue. Only the cards that backs wreathed in blue flame know its final outcome.
Holy smokes.
Damn, undone by my poetic hubris.
Once more. Wait, what else have you done?
Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Disillusioned Plays Apollo Justice Ace Attorney, where we play the games and do the voices.
Yeah.
I'm Sarah.
I'm Pete.
And I'm Taylor.
Nice. And it's really still difficult to not say Phoenix Wright Apollo Ace Attorney or Apollo Justice
Phoenix Wright Apollo Justice.
Yeah, all that even. All that. And with that, if for some
Phoenix
reason...
Justice Ace Apollo.
Yeah.
Phoenix Justice, Ace Wright.
All of the above.
Right, yes, I guess, yeah, Phoenix Justice, Right Attorney.
Oh my Christ.
You could say the name of the game is a little hard to get right.
Phoenix Wright.
And on that note, if you do like bad jokes and bad intros, why not consider giving us a like, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell.
Yeah.
Okay, guys.
All right, it's back to Turnabout Trump again.
Where we found out that Kristoph's the bad guy already.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Right. You aren't seriously accusing me, are you?
You bet my butt I am.
Oh, Kristoph? You know even I'd never take a joke this far.
Oh, Kristoph.
Yeah.
Objection!
Alrighty, there we go.
This has gone beyond ridiculous, beyond dumb. This is insanity. The defendant accusing his own defense attorney of murder? I mean, usually it's the defense attorney accusing the witness of murder, but not the other way around.
I'm sure his voice has changed, but I don't even care.
It has a little bit, but it's all good.
I assure you, I'm quite sane.
At the end of the day, Taylor, it's very funny. And if it's funny, then that's what matters.
But what possible connection could Mr. Gavin have to the victim?
I wasn't aware that I had a connection to Mr. Smith either.
It was a little more Brooklyn before.
Yes, but Mr. Gavin and the victim have never even met.
Well, What if they have?
Dun, dun, dun.
What if Eleanor Roosevelt could fly? What if my wife had never left and I still had the kids? What the hell is the point of saying what if? Jesus!
Oh, Christ.
Ha!
Uh-oh, Peter's going to choke on his teeth.
Oh, God.
There is a possibility, after all. They may have met that night before the game started.
What are you suggesting?
That they met that night before the game started.
What?
Is this the truth Mr. Wright was staying silent about? Well, only one thing to do. Mr. Wright, the defense would like to request that you testify to the...
Objection! The defense would like to request no such thing.
Oh, he's
What
guilty
the heck
then.
are you doing? Mr. Gavin?
Testimonies testimonies? I suppose it can be either way. Testimonies must relate to the case.
I'd say for the British accent you're going for, I think Monies makes more sense.
Testimony.
Yeah, testimony.
Testimonies
My
must relate to the
testimony
case.
is very interesting, I'll have you know. I don't know why I said that.
The most
sentence.
interesting of all testimonies.
Oh, no.
I don't think it'd be testimony as a...
Testimonies must relate to the case.
Whatever.
Anyway, yeah.
Doesn't matter.
How could anything happening before that game of poker be related? Okay,
got-
guys, so the one thing we know for sure is that what happened before the poker game is related.
He does have that smug, punchable face. The smug expression, doesn't he? a
Well,
little bit?
yeah. Well, the
He's like-
fact that he's just going, no, we don't need to testify about that. That means
The
you're
joke
guilty
is on
AF.
you. This hairstyle conceals a bayonet.
Bayonet? Oh my Christ.
I'm not sure I follow, Mr. Gavin.
As I explained before, the defense believes that Ms. O'Reilly...
See, what you don't realize about his hair is that it's just like, oh, yeah, you think it's just his hair, but he's used so much hold spray that in a pinch,
Yeah.
he could probably stab someone with it.
Probably, yeah.
I to assume you speak for Mr. Justice in this. He is the defense, not you. Mr. Justice, the matter of Mr. Wright's testimony is upon you.
Now,
up to you.
Justice, I want you to look at me very, very closely. If you press on this matter, I'm going to bend your spikes out of shape until no amount of hold spray will be able to fix it.
Oh, that honestly isn't as bad as I expected. Okay.
Does the court, in your opinion, need to hear Mr. Wright's testimony? Damn straight he does.
Yes.
This was Mr. Wright's strategy. He was planning this all along. And I intend to see it through. The defense would like to request that Mr. Wright testify to the court.
It's two, Justice. You would betray me, your teacher?
Oh, I don't even know. I'm sorry, Mr. Gavin. This
I
isn't
don't know what et tu means.
This isn't about loyalty. This is about the truth.
Bugger.
Well,
Very well. The defendant, Mr. Wright, will take the stand, please.
I already have.
he just
did
like
you?
he like steps away for a second, then just does like a three. It's like a 180 and
Appetite
walks back up.
before murder. Oh!
Well,
No, like instead of an appetite for murder, it's an appetite
Yeah,
before
yeah.
murder.
Yeah, I get it.
Okay.
Yeah, I got it too, definitely. Yeah.
That evening, Kristoph and I had dinner. We sat at the table in this photograph.
What'd you say, sir?
I told you they had dinner. I think I mentioned in the last episode, but then I wasn't sure. But yeah, there we go. that was right.
say dinner?
Not you, Smith! Get out! You're not spreading your evening dinner in this playthrough as well.
No, Jesus.
Shady Smith walked in 5 minutes. Shady, I don't know. I think someone
Someone
in
said
the
they think
Shoddy.
it's
chat said it was shoddy.
Well,
Also, but that being said, but this is our playthrough, motherfucker.
oh, gavel!
Shady Smith walked in 5 minutes after Kristoph left. When the trap failed, Smith hit the waitress. The girl was knocked out cold and Smith was uncontrollable. I left to call the police.
Oh wow, okay, this is really changing things up then.
you could say it's a turnabout. When I returned, he was dead, blood streaming from a cut on his forehead.
Now, okay, but we have a picture of his forehead. There's no cut. Like, is that?
No, there's a trail that goes backwards.
Is that blood? Are you saying that's not just like a weird hairdo?
No, I'd say that's blood.
I mean, we don't. It's not in color. We don't really know. I mean, I guess it could be. The cut is really not defined, though.
The problem is Pete's spent so much time playing Danganronpa that he cannot see something as blood unless it's pink.
Unless it's. I really struggle watching all these TV shows. Like, I have to change the colors on the TV.
He's got to adjust the saturation.
God.
Yeah, like, and when I play these video games, like generally I have to switch them to CMYK colors so that so that then you've got like the blue and the pink, and then I can really tell. Anyway, that's an old joke, or at least an old reference. It is a bit nerdy. Okay, cut on his forehead.
That's when I made another phone call to defense attorney Gavin.
Mr. Gavin,
Yes.
you were at the Borscht Bull Club the night of the murder.
I dine with him rather frequently.
And he talked to the defendant on the phone directly after the murder? Murder? Whatever.
Quite against my will, I had become involved in a murder. I thought I might be in need of a lawyer, so I called him. You were planning this all along, weren't you, right? Just because you wanted to drag me into your little murder trial. The only...
No. I'm only laughing because now we've sort of decided that, oh yeah, Gavin's a bad guy. Sorry, Kristoph's a bad guy now. So now it's like, okay, now I need to turn on the British villain accent.
I thought it was already pretty British villain, but maybe I'm wrong.
No, but you've turned the knob all the way up to 11 now. It's quite funny. Like, it's good. I'm not criticizing you at all. I'm just amused because now it's got even more of the evil villain twang to it.
It's got some sass.
It's like, you wanted to do this all along, didn't you? It's just like, oh.
The only thing I want is the truth. As I did back then, and now. I thought my office was doing you a favor when we took on your defense. It appears that I was wrong.
Very well. The defense may cross-examine the witness.
Justice.
Sir?
He's lying, and you're going to expose him.
But, sir, public indecency. Understood, sir. Mr. Gavin versus Mr. Wright. This can't end well. Why can't I have a normal trial?
Well, not to put too fine a point on it, but my win rate is 100%. Both in cards and in lawyering.
You were doomed
Except
from the start. Okay, they had dinner. They sat at the table with the photograph. He walked in 5 minutes after Kristoph left. When the trap failed, whatever the heck that is, Smith hit the waitress.
It's the trap that they'd sprung to
What, the cards?
Yeah, to pin it on that Wright was cheating.
They put the card in his pocket, and we're going to be like, oh, look!
You were a cheat the whole time!
The girl was knocked out cold. Smith was uncontrollable. I left to call the police. When I returned, he was dead, blood streaming from a cut on his forehead. Now, the only other thing I've noticed is, if we're supposed to be paying attention to mannerisms a little bit, Nick does seem to kind of have that sort of like glazed over eye look, slightly smug expression on a couple of those, which kind of, is that when he's been telling porkies? I don't know. Is this the truth Mr. Wright was talking about?
Justice, you know what you have to do. He's lying. Expose him now.
I know what I must do, but I don't know if I have the strength to do it. Yes, sir. I have to think. What's Mr. Wright trying to tell me with his testimony?
Good. Let the exposing flow through.
Whoa, now.
This sounds really weird out of
Mr.
context.
Gavin, I am not taking my clothes off.
I was not referring to that.
The truth has to be in there somewhere.
I feel it's a bit weird that, like, Shady was losing his shizzle, and he just let him walk off to make a phone call.
Yeah.
I just feel like if it was uncontrollable, like what? Surely he'd have stopped him. But I don't know.
I'm gonna press these two, and if they don't sort of reveal anything, then we'll start from the beginning.
Hold it! About this failed trap. This is the same trap that Miss Olga O'Reilly mentioned.
Well, the thing was, after they had slipped the card in my pocket, Admiral Akbar popped up. And, he let me know that it was indeed a trap.
Admiral who?
The plan was simple, elegant, really. You see, we set up a trap of sorts. I was to plant a card in Wright's pocket beforehand, and then deal 5 aces during one of their games. When their hands were revealed, Smith would call him out and search Wright. He would then pull out the planted card, and the trap would snap shut.
Here's a little lesson in trickery.
This was you, I believe. I think you were shady.
No, wait, was it me?
You did like a sort of, you swapped the cards.
You swapped the cards! Was it this voice? I
Something like
honestly have no recollection.
Just like that, the legend would be dashed to pieces.
A little less.
Just like the remnants of my marriage.
Yes, a harmless prank, in essence. It was by a quirk of fate that I happened to discover.
Quirk? What? Like My Hero Academia or something? You just start seeing through people's clothes? What?
What the hell is he talking about, man?
Oh.
No,
It was a perfect trap, unless he happened to reach into his pocket for anything, in which case, really the whole thing would get blown wide open. But other than that...
Whoops.
I happened to put my hand in my pocket and found a card.
I mean, the thing is, when you're wearing a hoodie, you kind of can't help it. You just want to put your hands in the pocket at the front,
you've just got your
don't
little
you?
pouch at the front.
Well, and it's cold. It's a cold environment. So you're going to put your hand in your pocket. Yeah.
That was a pretty dumbass move.
Yeah.
The card she planted.
No, the card that I always keep with me in my pocket. Yes, the card she planted.
I'm a novice.
Yes, I snuck a peek at it and found it was the 5 of hearts. I had a feeling something might happen, so I disposed of the card. Before the game.
Disposed? Where?
There was an empty bottle of... Oh!
No.
It was in the damn bottle!
But it's not there.
But it's not there.
No,
Yeah.
it's under the label. I guarantee it is under the label.
see it,
We're going to
though.
peel it back and the card is going to be taped to it.
Okay.
Okay.
That I had been drinking right beside me. I threw the card inside the bottle.
An empty bottle of grape juice.
The murder weapon?
However,
I guess more was an
empty bottle of grape juice?
The murder weapon?
Yes, I rolled it up and shoved it in. The colored glass makes it hard to see.
What?
I mean, so hard to see that it's invisible.
It does not even... Or is this going to be a thing where we now investigate it after a certain point? It's like, oh, I've been
Oh,
here
look
the
at-
whole
look at that.
time.
No, I think this is where, we're exposing a lie here. I was gonna say,
I suddenly
Judge.
forgot it was me. No,
Sarah
again.
just spaced out for a second.
Sorry.
Don't mind.
wait, it's
Don't
me.
mind me. Like,
Oh,
ooh. Sarah's just thinking about what's for evening dinner and the scent of it, and
No, I am not. No, I am not, good sir.
Scent of evening dinner.
Shut up, wordsmith.
Battle of wits between the deceiver and the would-be deceived. That sounds like terrific drama.
Your Honor, for God's sake!
Shut up, you! I'm having fun. Leave me alone.
A card inside the murder weapon? That's strange. Did the police miss it in their investigation? Maybe I'll take a look.
You know, if there's a freaking card there now, I swear to God.
Mr. Wright, the poker-head of courtroom number 3 approves this battle of wits.
please revise your testimony. Yes! And now we present the bottle and be like, no.
Excuse me, voice of reason. That was my line.
Sorry.
bang you with my gaffer if you carry on. And
Bloody hell,
ultimately-
there'll be no banging in this courtroom, thank you very much. We'll keep everything above board, thank you. Family friendly and all that.
Please revise your testimony with this new information.
Objection!
It ain't there, pal.
It ain't familiar. Mr. Wright, if I may,
Yes.
I've examined the bottle, and I don't see any card in there.
No?
Uh,
What, Mr. Wright? Surely,
Ellipsis.
is it all you have to say for yourself?
Surely you've got more to say than ellipsis.
I can't say that I know what happened to the card. I did put it in that bottle, however.
Huh?
Perhaps a fifth person came and took it out? Oh, and a sixth person could have helped.
Oh, you with your villain knob, turn it down a bit. Turn the villain slider down. Jesus.
Damn.
It's almost obvious.
Mr.
I'm
Gavin,
sorry.
Mr. Wright is your client.
Taylor, you don't need to apologize. I'm just kidding.
He's doing a bit.
He's getting so villainous. It's like, how can nobody see this?
Sir, sarcasm doesn't become you.
He's like juggling
It doesn't.
knives. He's like juggling knives at this point and things like that. Like, oh, who will I throw
And
these
he's
at?
grown like a villain mustache and he's twirling
Twirly
it.
mustache. Oh my god. Okay, sorry. Did you read this? I was so
I did. I could read it again if you want.
I was so distracted by my amused thought.
I'll do it again.
Mr. Gavin, Mr. Wright is your client.
Oh, my apologies, Your Honor.
God, you sound so bloody smarmy.
I won't have you disparaging our investigation either. I'll have you know I put the finest interns in the police department on this. We looked inside that bottle. There was nothing.
So what's going on? Is Mr. Wright hoodwinking us again?
And then you look over and Gavin's just like twirling a card through his finger.
Or did the card just disappear?
It's like the drifter. It's like, oh!
I wonder then, was there two empty bottles and Gavin switched it?
I mean,
Because it could have been.
My dear madam, are you accusing me of doing something chicanerous with the evidence?
Oh no, not at all, Mr. Gavin. Not at all.
Oh, very good then.
Because like,
Proceed.
unless like Gavin was wearing gloves, like a bottle would have his fingerprints on it, so he's got to have taken it away. So
yeah, it's frustrating, isn't it? Because this one does have Wright's, like Nick's fingerprints
yeah, but
on
he
it.
drinks the grape juice, and like we say, the crate next to him, and with it being on the neck, he could have just picked it up.
Yeah.
which
It's
in-
still hilarious to me that it turns out that no, that was not censorship. It is literally that Nick
yeah,
just
he
just likes
drinks
it.
grape juice out of bottles
Yeah.
like that.
fair enough.
Yep.
I mean, yeah.
Fair enough indeed. Okay. Oh, sorry.
Excuse me.
Sorry.
I'm afraid decisive contradictions call for decisive evidence.
Oh,
Push him harder, Justice. Break him.
Oh my god. Mr. Gavin, that is your client you're speaking about.
Gavin, you are starting
I'm
to sound a
so
little
sorry.
strange.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's kind of getting a bit bloodthirsty.
It's just you and the witness in the ring. Go for the KO. Sweep the leg.
Break his
Round
jaw.
one, fight.
Why do I get the feeling you're not on our client's side anymore?
Oh, I've already told Mr. Payne this is not a divorce court, and it is not a bloodbath either. It's not a bloody
Why do you have
arena.
to bring that up?
Will you keep going on about her? Anyone would think you were still in love with the woman.
I am.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to be so insensitive. Please calm down. I'm sorry.
I was just like reading the text and not paying attention for a second, and I'm just like, wait, what am I walking into here? What is this?
Where did you go?
I was reading because I'm like, I noticed they've removed the statement now, which is strange. Like they've reverted it back to the other one. So maybe, but you see, you know what I was saying about his mannerisms? Notice how now he's
Now
not
there's
doing,
one where he's turning his head down.
Yeah, well, so he did it on both of them before. Now he's not. He's not doing it on this one. So just this one is the inner Apollo unlocking.
Hold it! You made the call to the police from the first floor of the restaurant, correct?
God, hearing about restaurants again is now just taking me straight back to Danganronpa, where everything was always on the first floor of the restaurant, right?
Oh, yeah.
Duh.
You right?
Cell phones don't get a signal down in the hideout. Exactly. Cell phones don't get a signal down in the hideout.
Was anyone else on the first floor at that time?
Not a soul. I was in the middle, or it was the middle of the night after all. So there, in the darkened restaurant, I called the cops. I say, when the recollection I have of me clearly shows some kind of light behind me. After making the call, I returned to the hideout. It didn't seem right to leave the injured waitress. It didn't seem right to leave the injured waitress alone. What's the button to, like, zone in on his...
Yeah. I don't think we can just do that at will.
No, I think it's got to probably ring something up.
Yeah, Apollo's got to start feeling funny.
Trigger Happy Havoc.
Oh.
I guess we're going to have to press everything.
We're going to... Hold it! Have to press everything, indeed.
We're gonna hold it!
You had dinner with Mr. Gavin?
Yes, he dines with me at the Borscht Bowl Club quite frequently, and never pays. We were enjoying a usual dinner at our usual spot, as usual.
Usual.
I always eat at the table closest to the piano.
I see. Where Mr. Smith was sitting.
No. You say... Well, okay, I mean, I guess.
No, I think Mr. Smith was there as well, so...
No, but he's saying, like, oh, I sit on the seat close to the piano. Like, yeah, I mean, the piano stool is pretty darn close to the piano.
No.
Also, is he just wearing sandals?
I mean, that does look like
yeah.
he's wearing sandals.
Like some flip-flop things.
Also, Shady's got some pointy-ass shoes.
Yeah, I think he could stab a man with them, to be fair, if he kicked anyone.
Maybe.
So the plates and such on the table were from your dinner?
Indeed, the remnants of my meal with Kristoph. We dined for 2 hours, then Kristoph left. After that...
Oh my god, it's so windy here. I've got headphones on, I can hear the...
I know, it's terrible. It's like a bloody gale force wind outside.
It's got worse. Jesus. Okay.
How rude. Be quiet, we're
Hold
recording.
it! 5 minutes? So, the two of them could have passed in the restaurant. Okay, the two of them could have passed in the restaurant during that time?
Because I don't know, I thought like passed out or something, and I'm like, wait, what?
out?
No, that's what I mean. I just like
They
half
took one
read it and
look
was
at
like,
each other and their smouldering looks just made them faint.
look, you know that I frequently struggle reading a sentence.
As do we all. That would have been a fateful encounter, to be sure.
Objection! Oh, Mr. Wright, what was it you said? Kristoph Gavin and Shady Smith may have met? And I may have had a happy marriage, but neither of those things lasted, did they?
I believe I did say that.
Here I was, all nervous about this meeting. And now we hear they just passed in the hole?
Oh dear.
That does seem a little weak as a pretense for murder.
Oh, it would be, if that were all that really happened.
Come on, Mr. Wright.
What are you hiding this time? Okay, so I mean, this will be when
Press
it's...
that one.
This will be where it'll be one of those where it's like, oh, but you see, now you've got to press it again. Oh, we've already pressed this. Dang it.
You made the call to the police from the first floor of the restaurant, correct?
Should probably fast forward through this, because we've already done this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold it! And when you returned, the victim was already...
Shinderu, yes. Dead, yes. I'll admit, I was a little startled when I walked in.
Little?
He was bleeding from his forehead, after all.
Guess I'd be startled too if I walked in on a scene like that.
Okay. And that's when I made another phone call to Defense Attorney Gavin.
Hold it! Could you explain why you called Mr. Gavin?
I'd obviously gotten involved in a rather sticky affair. And I figured Kristoph's law offices would give me a friend rate for my defense fees. Ah, glad to hear you intend to pay. Oh, I'll pay in full, Kristoph. It was I who got you involved, after all. You may find the price of your defense quite high, my good friend. Quite high.
Are you guys really friends at all? Huh.
We're the same sort of friends that Pete and Taylor are. The friendship
That's
is layered
not-
underneath
That's-
veiled
That's
frets.
not true.
That's
I don't charge you tons of money for
Gavel!
for like menial things.
Is this the truth that Mr. Wright was talking about?
I more mean the antagonism towards each other.
Oh, the constant
Well,
ribbing.
I mean, you know, that just comes with the territory, doesn't it, really?
Justice, you know what you have to do.
Yeah.
He's lying, exposing,
Yes.
down, etc.
Yes, sir. I have to think. What's Mr. Wright trying to tell me with this testimony? Truth has to be in there somewhere.
What is the
Somewhere.
What is the
Somewhere.
The truth has to be in there somewhere.
Over the rainbow.
This is not a karaoke bar either, Mr. Payne.
Okay, yeah, okay, there's definitely not any.
There's
additional-
nothing. There's nothing, Gov.
We could try the
We got
phone.
nothing.
We could try the phone. No. Okay, so I guess I'm gonna try pressing that statement again. Now he's not doing the face.
Hold it! Why in the bottle?
I perceived my opponent's intent immediately.
Okay, this is different.
Yeah.
I'm used to entrapment, you see. I knew what was coming.
Oh, so you struck first. I like that.
I know every trick in the book. They don't work on me.
At least when you get lucky and stick your hand in your pocket, they don't.
Oh God. See, now I'm confused.
Did we not? We didn't press all of them in order, though. I think is the main issue.
Out cold. So that Shady hit. Why is there no bottles with like Shady's fingerprints on them? If he smacked the Olga.
I don't know.
I mean, unless if you go to the. Hold on.
Although, would he see him bleeding because he had his hat on? They only removed the hat for the investigation. He's got his hat on.
Blood streaming from a cut on his forehead.
But, like,
Unless
how would he
it's like
see
the
it?
unless if it's the autopsy photo, maybe.
Well, yeah, maybe. All right. Let's do a safety save.
really
Yeah,
don't know.
I know we're clutching at straws a little bit. I'm sure people in the comments are like,
You idiots! Objection! This evidence clearly
No.
reveals a contradiction in that statement, Your Honor.
How exactly are the evidence of the statement just now related?
They aren't, are they?
Not at all. Mr. Justice, please think the facts over before making accusations.
I don't think that won me any points with the judge.
okay, I was just curious as to what one of those would do.
What about the other photo?
So what other photo?
That one.
This one. See, I don't think it's relevant because you definitely just do not see.
No, but I know he's describing.
You're
like,
saying he was dead, a blood streaming from
but
a
you
cut on his
I
forehead.
can't see.
But you can't see.
Okay, then. Well done, Sarah.
Objection!
Hashtag Sarah's smart
Once-
chat.
Oh, fine. I'm not going to fight it anymore.
Mr. Wright, if I may.
You may not.
Oh, okay.
Yes?
Take a look at this photograph of the crime scene. See,
I know what you're doing, Taylor. Stop it.
I was waiting for it.
Okay.
see the victim here? He's wearing a hat. I wouldn't think you could see blood on his forehead.
Huh. Good point.
Oh, wow, that was simple.
Wow.
It's like, okay, you got me.
Justice. Next time you point out an inconsistency, put a little more oomph into it.
Mr. Wright, can you explain this to the court?
Ah, I forgot to mention something.
I removed his hat.
I was the one who put that hat on his head.
Hey?
Yeah.
You?
You what? You put the hat on the dead man's head?
He wore it through our entire poker game. After calling the police, when I returned to the scene, his head was in full view. Shining bright, just like in this photograph.
And?
I picked his hat up off the ground and... I'm sorry, the floor,
We're not
and
doing
put it
this
on his head.
We're not doing this again, are we, Taylor?
No, I literally legitimately said ground instead of floor.
Why'd you do a thing like that?
All I can say is, we're sorry. I mean, I'm sorry. But that's the only thing I touched at the crime scene.
So, Miss O really didn't
I'm just swapping back and forth every time I say it.
So, Miss O really didn't see it?
Yeah,
It
really.
being the victim's, his head.
Taylor.
I hear that
Family
snickering.
friendly.
I hear that snickering.
You filthy, filthy boy.
I'd think not. She was out cold. I believe I was the only one who witnessed his head. Ah, here we go again.
Mr. Gavin?
Pardon. It just seems that our client is determined to lie his way through this case.
Hey, he's still our client, isn't he?
I believe that's enough of that.
Mr. Gavin?
This witness's testimony is more like a travesty. It's riddled with lies. I'm beginning to see how you came to lose your attorney's badge 7 years ago.
Oof.
Well, you certainly have a unique way of treating your clients, Kristoph. I never knew. I believe it was you who threw the first stone.
Mr. Wright, if you intend to ever tell the truth about this case, it's now or never.
Don't be misled. I haven't told a single lie here.
What?
But you just did.
Huh?
Well, kind of.
Eh?
When I noticed the trap, I put the card in the bottle to dispose of it. And when I put the hat on the victim's head, let's just say I had a reason for doing that as well.
Reason?
That reason is right here.
Your cell phone?
That night, recall that I spoke with defense attorney Gavin after calling the police. Just in case, I recorded our conversation.
Oh.
I'm sorry, what?
Nani kun?
What's this? Now that we're all here, I see no reason why I shouldn't play it back for the court.
Taylor, I will also say, I apologize for you basically voicing back and forth Phoenix and
It's
Kristoph
fine.
here. It's just, yeah.
I'm sure that the actual conversation I'm having with myself is complete dog water, so I apologize for that.
No, it's really
It's
not.
really not.
I'm sorry that you're just playing two characters back to back.
Oh, it's fine. Kristoph, I seem to be in a bit of trouble. What's this? Game not going well? Something like that. That gentleman who challenged you, he turned out to be good. He turned out to be dead. Someone hit him. Hard. You mean someone cracked that flawless bone china pate?
Oh.
Is that supposed to be flawless bone china plate, maybe? Pate feels a little strange.
Yeah, it was... It wasn't you, was it?
Because you don't get bone china pate.
Yeah.
Bone china plate, yeah.
Yep.
Me? Please. The cops should be here any minute. I'm in your hands, should it come to that.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Oh!
Oopsie.
Bone
China pate?
Paté?
That could have been interesting.
Bone china plate?
A kind of porcelain, very smooth and shiny.
Oh.
Oh, no!
Oh, no!
What?
What's a pate, then?
What is a pate?
Pate?
We'll have to
Okay.
find out next time.
Taylor.
No, we won't.
Very smooth and shiny, and not plate, but pate.
What?
I believe he was referring to a certain gentleman's balding forehead.
What the hell does pate mean?
Oh, okay. He's being poetic again. Sorry, no, I'm just like, what is happening? I'm just like, really?
The court appreciates the defendant's discretion in not indicating
Oh,
my
no,
forehead.
no, pate is apparently just a person's head.
Oh, okay.
A person's head. He scratched his balding pate.
Oh.
Right. I can say I've never heard that.
No.
Wait a second.
Grandma with Gavin.
Wait a second. Something's not right about that phone call.
Yeah, how does he know that he's bald if he's never met him? Because they kept their hats on.
Or that
because
he
he's
had suffered a head wound, basically.
bald. Well, either.
He said
Well, no, that he was-
all he said was someone hit him hard.
Well-
and then he's like, oh, and then specifically says what
mentioned-
region was hit.
And he mentioned that. Well, he mentioned the fine bone china pate.
Yeah, kind of all of that, really.
Yeah. Where is it? The gentleman challenged you. You turned to be good. Someone hit him hard. You mean someone cracked that? Yeah, someone hit him in the head.
Yeah.
It wasn't you. Please, the cop should be here in a second. Yeah, so Nick actually never told him where he was hit.
Yeah.
Right.
There we go.
Whoops.
So, after Mr. Gavin ate dinner with you, he left the Borscht Bowl Club?
Most certainly.
Then how did he know? When did he see this bone china pate?
Ooh, that's right.
If only we'd advance the text. Yes.
The thing about not advancing the text, though, is now we prove that we figured it out before the game just told us. So there is importance in that too.
That was when I began to see my good friend in a different light.
Oopsie.
Troubled, I returned to the crime scene. And when I spotted Mr. Smith's head again, I realized exactly what was wrong. Well, Mr. Gavin, the stage has been set. Perhaps you would like to explain this to the court? Exactly how did you come by your privileged knowledge of the victim's head? So, this is your reason. The reason why you put the victim's hat back on. Your point, Mr. Gavin? It's come down to this, has it? Phoenix.
Oh no, full name drop.
Order! I will have order! Mr. Payne!
What? What are you looking at me for? I'm just eating popcorn. I mean, yes, Your Honor.
I believe this court has been left with no other choice. Are you prepared to hear defense attorney Gavin's testimony?
Well, as the prosecutor, I
But
really
as
don't
the
want to try to
judge.
cross-examine.
Very well. We'll break for 10 minutes. After which Mr. Gavin will take the stand for a cross-examination. Are we all clear on that?
Crystal clear, Your Honor.
Very well. This will be the final recess for the day.
I have to say, it's pretty juicy for an opening case,
Isn't
isn't
it
it?
just? I'm
It's
like, okay.
Goodness.
Wasn't expecting that to go down as quickly as it
like
did.
I say, I do not remember any of this.
That's also what my ex-wife said.
I mean, this is new for me and Taylor. I suppose new for you as well, darling,
Well,
if you can't remember,
again,
I guess.
So yeah, I literally like. There's a couple of character designs that I remember, like the noodle guy, and like there's like a.
And you remember there's an annoying tune somewhere for a
Well,
certain
there's yeah, there's
someone
like
that
yeah,
I
there's,
remember you
there's,
telling
there's
me.
like a song. There's like a woman who's a singer and whatnot, and I remember finding the song that she does really annoying. But again, maybe my tastes have changed over the years. I don't know, but I just remember being
Pete once
frustrated.
again has approximate knowledge of many things.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah. But again, it was years and years and
I
years
mean,
ago.
if anything, like, I can't say having a bad memory in this instance is a bad thing, because there are some games that I wish I could kind of forget and experience again for the same time. So I guess, yeah. Kind of works in your favour in that kind of, if you look
Yeah.
at it that way, I guess.
Mr. Gavin and Mr. Wright are both in the judge's chamber. Who'd have thought today would turn out like this?
May I? Who's this?
Nick?
Oh,
Lucy!
Uh-oh. Oh, shoot.
Gavel!
I said
she
shoot.
said shoot.
I
Oh.
didn't say the other word. Okay, what did she say?
She said, "May I?"
May I?
Oh wow, squeaky.
May I?
Aw.
Huh? What?
Hello, sir. Please, pick a card.
What's all this about?
Hey, Frank, you also see the weird little magician girl over there? Who let her back here?
Is this one okay?
Excellent. I have a message for you. The last hand is about to be played. You need a trump card to make it.
A literal trump card.
A trump card?
The card you have chosen is magical. Use it wisely, and the game is yours. That's all.
Huh? Oh, there is blued on it though.
An ace. Where do I remember that card from?
Mr. Smith's hand had 3 aces, and Mr. Wright's 2. It is 5 aces in all. It is true. I have seen it. The 5th ace. There was cheating, I swear to you.
I don't know though. We're being given this card by a magician. How do we know she hasn't just magicianed it out of somewhere?
Hey!
I don't know. We don't know. The missing 5th ace. Wait, this blotch of red. Is this blood?
You have your trump card. Now it's up to you to cut the deck and draw the truth. My father's fate is in your hands. I know you can do it.
I will get better with that. I wasn't expecting Trucy to
It's
come into
okay.
it like, oh crap!
I thought it was nice.
This blood-stained card. Is my trump card for finding the truth?
Frank, did that weird magician girl just hand him a piece of critical evidence and then leave without any train of custody or otherwise proper manner of introducing it into evidence?
Shall we examine the card even? Oh no, we
Oh,
can't.
where's it gone?
We can't examine
They've
it. It's
not
so
put it in
magical
yet.
that it's not even in the courtroom.
it
He's not put
disappeared
it
out.
in his pocket yet.
It disappeared out of his hand as she left the building.
Oh, shoot. I hallucinated all that, didn't I?
I fell deep into thought as my mind raced to understand what this all meant. That girl. I'd seen her recently, but where? That's when I made the connection.
It's Trucy.
Super cute.
Very cute.
There we go.
Bloody ace.
Oh!
That bloody
that
ace.
bloody ace.
Oh.
We're back in.
Oh boy.
Okay, so let's have a look at the ace.
The ace of spades.
The ace of volume 8.
Single drop of blood marks the front of the card.
Thank you,
Great.
Apollo.
I mean, well observed.
Fantastic.
You never know.
Court will now reconvene. Defense Attorney Kristoph Gavin, will you please take the stand?
It still looks really smug.
Now then, if you would, Mr. Payne.
If
I must.
Yes. Your Honor. Will Mr. the witness state his name and occupation, please? Is this farce necessary, Your Honor?
Believe me, far stranger things have gone on in this courtroom.
Fine, I'll play along.
First, there's one thing we need to have made clear. How did you know about the secret beneath the victim's hat?
By secret? I'm guessing he means the fact that I was going to say Shady Smith. That Mr. Smith was bald.
Forgive my curiosity, but what is it about this fellow's head? Your Honor seems to have an inordinate interest in it.
Objection!
Oh no, that was Nick.
Oh no.
Objection!
Oh, sorry.
Oh!
Whoa! Oh,
There's the
Who let
thing!
him up there? What?
Wait a minute! Wait a minute, this is very familiar.
I wouldn't call
deja
it
vu.
inordinate, Mr. Gavin.
He's got like a little tape recorder in his pocket. He's playing
Yeah.
the tune.
Yeah, I like that they've got his theme.
Mr. Wright?
It feels good to be
Oh,
back up here.
Gendo.
Oh, my Shinderu.
Get in the robot, Shinji.
What do you think you're doing right? Wow, things sure look different from the other side. You know what I mean, Apollo? Speaking of looking from the other side, let's consider something for a second. The victim wore that hat all night, never once taking it off except for that one time.
That one time, being the instant he was hit.
Oh!
When Mr. Wright returned from reporting the crime, the hat was lying on the floor. Mr.
I like that the judge is not making any move to be like, what? Why is this disbarred attorney standing up instead? Why is he contributing? What is going on here? Have I become a kangaroo all of a sudden?
It's just I do love this. It hits me with the right sense of nostalgia. Oh, jolly good.
It takes me all the way back to my younger years. Of about 4 years ago.
At the ripe old age of 60.
Mr. Wright picked it up and placed it on the victim's head. In other words, in order to have seen Mr. Smith's bald head, you would have had to have been there in the hideout at the time of the crime.
In other words, I must be the real killer, is what you're trying to say. Not bad, Apollo. Your pointing still needs some work, but overall.
Mr. Gavin,
I'm afraid that I haven't been entirely honest with the court.
What?
Oh, I assure you, I had the noblest of intentions. I did it all to protect my client, Mr. Wright.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we're gonna go down this route, are we?
Yet, I'm afraid in the current situation, I see little reason to hide anything. Very well. Allow me to tell you the truth of what happened that night.
finally, you may begin your testimony. Tell us, how were you involved in the events of that fateful night?
Oh, yeah. This isn't going to be full of shit.
Gavel! I'm going to have to exhaust my gaveling at this rate. It's about 3 or 4 times already.
Oh, a gavel-heavy episode, this
Indeed.
one.
The rage I sensed in that man that night troubled me, so I returned to the club. I went down to the basement and peeked in through the little window to the hideout. It must have been right after the murder took place. The victim was dead, as he appears in the photo. Bald head, an unconscious girl, and Wright, holding a bottle in his hand. I sensed that was not the best place for me to be at the time, and so I left. That's when the call came from Wright.
So, you witnessed the murder? What? I do not get paid enough for this!
For better or worse, I missed the actual moment of the deed.
Mr. Gavin, may I remind you that you are on Mr. Wright's defense team? Your testimony is clearly disadvantaged. Start again. Bloody hell.
I'm sorry, my testimony is what?
Pardon me, I forgot to put my teeth in. Your testimony is clearly disadvantageous to your client. I bloody hell,
Yeah,
I
you
can't.
did it.
I can't appear to speak.
I'm being affected with Pete's problem.
Why are you laughing?
It's a very serious. I'm sorry. It's a very serious condition.
Wow.
What else could I say? I'm standing on the witness stand after all.
Oh, that expression, man. He's definitely a baddie, isn't he?
Or they're really hamming it up to make us think he is. Jesus.
Yeah.
So you are Mr. Gavin. And you had to testify as you just did. You had to tell them you saw the scene of the crime through that little window.
There's the little window.
Shh.
Mr. Wright?
Shh. Experts are talking here. It's okay.
Oh, sorry.
You had to say that. Because that was the only probable...
Taylor, I didn't
Because-
realise you recoiled at puns now, too. That's usually me.
It's just... because that was the only probable window of opportunity.
Oh, my
right,
God.
Apollo? I still got it.
Mr. Wright, really? Oh!
Oh, ha.
I'm getting a little bit of the old spark back.
Mr. Wright, that was terrible. Mr. Wright, the defense should do the cross-examination, not the defendant. Mr. Justice, are you prepared?
No! No,
Well,
Your Honor,
you're
I
gonna
don't
have
think I
to
am.
be, son.
Yes, Your Honor. I can't believe I'm going up against Mr. Gavin. This trial is getting weirder and weirder.
Ain't
You
it
know what
just?
they say, Justice. If you take a swing at the king, you'd best not miss.
Okay. The rage troubled me, so I returned to the club.
The rage.
I went down to the basement and peeked through the little window. It must have been
Yeah, that's
right.
the smile of an innocent man, guys. I think he's fine. That's fine. He's fine.
It must have been right after the murder took place. The victim was dead as he appears in the photo. A bald head, an unconscious girl, and right. The thing is, how he appears in the photo is like this. Unless he's specifically referred during investigation. So then how would you?
No. But Phoenix already admitted that he put the hat back on.
Yeah.
So that's not.
So it's this one, right?
I mean, like, where was everyone in situ when he was looking? Because, like, surely he'd got limited view through a small window, surely.
Maybe. Do we have any?
We haven't got anywhere of where everyone was. But I don't think we've not got anything. No, I don't think we.
Hold it! The little window? You mean the one used to keep watch up the stairs?
Stairs?
Yes. A relic of the ancient past. The Black Marketeers used it, I believe.
Why did you go through the trouble of peeking in through the window? Wouldn't it have been easier to just open the door and go into the room?
I didn't want to upset Wright, you see.
Upset Mr. Wright?
Upset Mr. Wright.
Upset Mr.
Yes.
Wright?
What if my fears had been unfounded? I'd be walking in on their match. Bad form, to say the least.
Oh, this sounds like a bunch of baloney. So far, everything he's saying makes sense. I think it's this. Hold it! By photo! You mean the second photograph of the crime scene?
Precisely. You see, he wasn't wearing his hat then. I saw his head when he was dead.
And then Mr. Wright came along and replaced his hat.
Can you describe the scene of the crime for us?
Okay.
Hold it! Those were
Hold it.
those were the only three at the scene of the crime?
Yes, as far as I saw, at least.
And we're back where we started. The killer was the defendant, Phoenix Wright. Who else could it have been? But why didn't you talk to the police?
2 reasons. First, I didn't actually witness the very moment of the crime. Second, my office was asked to defend Wright. Even after seeing what I had seen, I couldn't abandon my friend.
Objection! There must have been someone else there at the moment of the crime.
Justice, I just said I saw no one. Not a soul.
But that goes against what Mr. Wright said.
Ah, yes, this mysterious 4th person. Who would conveniently be the real killer, I suppose. Glad to see we agree, Mr. Gavin. Let me pose a question, then. Tell me, what possible reason did the real killer have to swap cards in the victim's hand? Perhaps you can show us a reason why such a thing would be necessary.
To make it look like Nick had a motive.
How? How can I show something I can't find myself?
Remember, Apollo, the card that was swapped out was the 5th ace.
The 5th ace. Right.
Well, Mr. Justice?
Yes, that's me.
The question of why the killer would swap out the card has been raised. Can you point to a reason?
It does have blood on it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess to hide the blood.
they would, because hide the blood.
It's now or never. The defense would like to present evidence to the court. Evidence showing the reason why a card was swapped out.
Then go ahead and point out your reason, Mr. Justice. Why did the killer take the 5th ace?
Take that! My reason is, this!
Is that an ace?
Why, it's got blood on it!
I sure hope that magician girl who gave me this card wasn't fabricating some evidence.
Right next to the spade!
What?
Oh dear.
What?
Oh, that twitch.
This is insane! Why wasn't I told about this? Why?
But why wasn't Paid told about this?
What? No! You gotta be kidding me!
I'm afraid not.
Oh, dear.
Just like your
And I'm going to have
ex-wife
to
ruining your
restrain my
marriage
temper.
for you. We're going to have to ruin this episode and end it, I'm afraid. Thank you very much for tuning in and watching. If you do like what we do, then please consider giving us a little like, subscribe to the channel, ring the notification bell, and you'll be notified of our video uploads every Wednesday and Saturday. And in the meantime, if you're bored while you're waiting for these episodes to come out, then why not check out our channel? We've got plenty of other content on there.
Yeah.
And until next time, we'll see you again.
Catch you in the next one, everybody.
And remember, if you're being framed for murder, always trust mysterious magician girls who show up with bloody pieces of cardboard without any explanation and then leave.
Yeah.
It can't go wrong for you 100% of the time.